Guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be continuing on with our SwiftUI tutorial series, and in this particular tutorial we are going to be taking a look at the edit button, toolbars, and the onDelete modifier in SwiftUI. So these three things kind of go hand in hand because an edit button should be in a toolbar, and then onDelete is something that we can trigger with the edit button. So that's why I'm kind of lumping them in one video. All right. So what is, first off, an edit button? Well, an edit button is that kind of button that you usually see in an iOS app where it's up in a toolbar or down below in a bottom toolbar, where it says edit. You tap it, and your table views or your lists of data will go into an edit mode where you can delete something, move something around, or whatever the case might be, and then you tap it again where now it says done, and it'll exit that edit mode. All right, so that's kind of what that is. onDelete just allows you to swipe to delete a specific. It allows you to swipe to delete a specific bit of data in your table. And then the toolbar is, well, of course, where you would put your edit button. So let's get started. The app that I have here is relatively simple. If we go to the top here, I have a structure called contact. It conforms to identifiable, where it takes an ID, a first name, middle initial, and last name. Nothing too crazy. And then inside of our content view, I'm creating a state variable called contacts, which is an array of contacts. We are kind of going through and generating 45 different contacts as when our app loads, and assigning random first names, last names, and middle initials, and then we're also assigning the ID to the current value being iterated over in the map function. Nothing too crazy. This is stuff you should know how to do by now. Inside of our body here, we have a navigation stack with a list inside of it. Inside of this list, we're basically looping through all of our contacts and displaying them as a text view for each individual contact, and then we have padding assigned to all sides of our text view to kind of give them a little bit of breathing room. So nothing too complicated here. I should probably also change the navigation title. So we'll do that here real quick. And we'll change that to contacts, like that. There we go. All right. Now that that is squared away, how do we create a toolbar and put an edit button inside of it? Well, that's pretty simple. So on our list here, I'm going to create a toolbar. So below our navigation title, I will say .toolbar. And inside of this modifier, so inside of the toolbar modifier, we need to give it what views we want in our toolbar. This can also take in several toolbar item views where you can define a placement, so where on the toolbar you want it to be placed. But in this case, just having edit button here with nothing else will put it in the right place depending on the platform. So we'll say edit button, but just for a second, if we take a look at the edit button's definition, we can see edit button, it's a view. Now you can see it's unavailable on watchOS, it's unavailable on tvOS, it's unavailable on macOS, but it is available on iOS. So this is an iOS only view, the edit button. Keep that in mind. All right. So with that being said, with this being an iOS only view, we can't just run this on macOS or anything like that because it won't run. We'll close out of that. And we don't get any errors because our run destination is my phone. But if we change our run destination to macOS, it will not build. Okay, now that we have our edit button in our user interface, let's go ahead and look at the onDelete modifier. Now, we want to put this on our for each. So make sure that you have the for each closing curly bracket, and then we'll say dot onDelete, and then we see here that we have we give it a perform closure that will take in an index set. All right, so let's kind of examine this here real quick. Okay, so this closure will take in an index set, which is the specific set of indexes that we want to remove. And then the closure returns nothing. So what I'll do here is I will just say delete, and then we'll create a function down below that will perform that delete action. All right, so here we'll say private func delete, and we'll say at offset index set, like that. Perfect. Now, inside of this delete method, what we're going to do is we're going to say offset dot for each and we want to go ahead and open that closure for everything in the index set that we want to delete. We will say contacts dot remove we want remove at, and then we need to give it the index, which will be $0 in this case. Now, when we run our code here, it does successfully build. And I will turn my phone on here, let it it's got to actually load in. Now, it is loading on my phone here. It's just gotta, it just takes a little while here. Alright. Alright, so here we are. I'm gonna go ahead and screen mirror this. Oh, I don't want that. I did not want to go into my notification center. Okay, screen mirroring. There we go. I'm going to go into the Mac Mini. All right.
App switcher. Tinder active. Olivia S. John. Contacts. Edit button.
All right.
Michael W. Miller. Contacts. Heading.
So here we are. You can see we have all of our different names here.
Michael W. Miller. Delete.
But with VoiceOver, I can swipe up and we can hear delete, activate, and all that kind of stuff. Now, we get the delete action because we have the onDelete modifier. But let's go ahead and I'm going to turn off VoiceOver.
Selected. VoiceOver.
And I'm going to slide over. And so you can kind of see what the onDelete method is doing, where we can slide an item and we'll see kind of a red delete button. When we slide all the way over, we should be able to delete a contact. All right. Pretty simple stuff. Now, if we hit the edit button up here in the corner, we can see now every, I'm going to turn on VoiceOver again here. There we go. All right. So you can see there in the list, when we hit our edit button, there is kind of a red delete button to the side of every cell. And that is, again, a result of our onDelete method. If we had, or rather our onDelete modifier, if we had certain other modifiers with lists like onMove, which we'll cover in another video, when we hit edit, it'll give us some options to move our list items around as well. We can hit done, and we're out of that edit state. So that pretty much does it for this video on toolbars, edit button, and onDelete. Keep in mind that with a toolbar, you can have almost any view in there, but you should make sure that you're following the human interface guidelines to, to not have to make sure that you're not having anything in the toolbar the user doesn't expect to be there. All right. Anyways, guys, thank you all so very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.